All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, as always, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Racha HaKodash, double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and salutations to you brothers that push this word in truth and in sincerity. And I'm coming back with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, this will be edifying. And I'm not sure what I'll name this. But doing some reading in the book of Psalm, the 27th chapter, this scripture stuck out to me, and I thought that I edify through the Spirit. All right, so this is Psalm 27:10. It says, "When my father and my mother forsake me, then Yahweh will take me up. Teach me thy way, O Yahweh, and lead me in a plain path because of mine enemies." All right, so in this truth, there's times when you'll encounter, um, you know, because truthfully, your parents, they care about you, but they don't care about you. You know what I'm saying? Being that they didn't bring you up, uh, in the truth, they didn't bring you up teaching you that you was the Israelite, that you are who you are according to the scriptures. They didn't teach you anything but this Babylonian way of life. That's not real love. You know, that's not somebody that really cares about you. The ones that really care about you are the brothers, the Akim, the hopeful elect. Okay. Um, and when you come into this truth, you tell your parents, you tell your family members, your father, your mother, your siblings, grandparents, uncles, aunts, so on and so forth. And it seems like that's when, because you're rejected by them, the doctrine that you're presenting to them is rejected by them. That's when that true hatred or disdain that they have for the doctrine is showed toward you, because you're the one that's bringing that message. So the point being that even when family forsakes you, and the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua take you up. All right, it says, "Teach me thy way, O Yahweh, and lead me in a plain path because of mine enemies." And your parents and your family member don't teach you anything about having enemies, man. You don't realize that you got mortal enemies until uh, you come into this truth. All right, you don't realize that a whole nation of people were created to be your enemy. All right, and ringing that alarm to the rest of your peoples is looked at as hateful. All right, they hate you for that. They're asleep, and you telling them, "Look, man, it's about to fucking rain fire. Get up and get ready." But they are so much enjoying that REM sleep, uh, that they fan the hand. Okay. Verse 12 says, "Deliver me not over unto the will of my enemies, for false witnesses are risen up against me, and such as breathe out cruelty." Okay. So that's what Esau is doing, man. All these laws he's passing, the fact that you have these CBDCs, that they're gonna start rolling out. You got you got this currency, the way we know it is all gonna go digital. All right. First of all, we're using fiat currency, paper currency, which there was a quote by Thomas Jefferson, I believe, that said, paper money is the ghost of money. So being that we're leaving the ghost of money to go to digital currency, it's like that's even worse. As there's a documentary that the head brother Muatazak in L.A. had posted in the chat, and there was an individual that was going into that. He quoted Thomas Jefferson being the one that said that. So if we're going to a digital currency, then we're not even dealing. We're dealing with the ghost of the ghost. you know. But yeah, so all these things that we see happening in the earth is the enemies of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and by default the enemies of the nation of Israel, breathing out cruelty. Okay, trying get that NWO started. All right, it says, "I have fainted unless I had believed to see the goodness of Yahweh in the land of the living." Right, and that's when you think about the goodness of Yahweh Shem Yahushai in the land of the living, it's when you look at the way the world is now, it's like, man, it like it's possible, but it's like you can't even wrap your mind around it, you know, because things are so evil. This world is so evil, and people are so used to this evil that when they hear the prophecies pertaining to a new heaven and a new earth, and wherein dwelleth righteousness, that seems like, that's fairy tale. These people can't see it. That's fairy tale. It's just the way it is, and you just gotta have a personal relationship with God and all this old crap they be talking. But no, the goodness of Yahweh is gonna be in the land of the living. All right, and where the prophets of Yahweh Shem Yahushai is actually prophesying that, and have the vision and the foresight to actually see it. Though we don't see it in its totality, we know in part and we prophesy in part. All right. Eye hath not seen nor ear heard the things which the Lord has prepared for those that love him. Yet and still, you know, the prophecies are written. All right. So we know that the goodness of the Most High is going to be in the land of the living, and simply telling your people that makes you hate it. Okay. Verse 14, excuse me. It says, "Wait on the Lord Yahweh, be of good courage, and he shall strengthen thine heart. Wait, I say, on Yahweh." All right, and that's what brothers is doing. Brothers are waiting on Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. All right, and while we wait on Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, we prophesy. All right, we preach the gospel, which is the good news, and that good news is only for the Israelites. It'll eventually trickle down to the other nations, but as of you know, what's the word? As of right now, it's pertaining to the Israelites. Uh, that's the goodness of the Lord is gonna come. It's gonna come to all the earth, but the first go around, we got to get our we got to get our cut. You know what I'm saying? Luke 14:26. It says, "If any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple." All right. So, as the scripture said, if you don't hate, your family, you can't be the Lord's disciple. All right. So let's get this word hate, and it comes from G 3404, and let's see what it says. Maseo. To hate, pursue with hatred, detest, to be hated, detested. Okay. So pretty much to detest, to love less. Hey, that's funny, right? It says to love less down here in the Strong's definitions, right? Now, when you in the world and you don't notice this knowledge, I mean, you're just all about family, man. Me personally, I've never been like really close to my family like that. Like, I don't have a big family like that, and me and my siblings have different fathers. All of us have, each one of us has a different father. So you know what I'm saying? Like, in out of all of the siblings that I have, I'm the only one that doesn't know my father. So you know, like I just never been close to my family like that. I always felt like and my mom didn't raise me at the same time. So at the same time, it's like I always felt like I was just living, like growing up, I felt like I was living with people that was just taking care of me, you know, even though it was like my aunt and uncle and whatnot. But I just never felt close to my family, because in all actuality, like your father's side is your actual family, you know, your mother as well. But uh yeah, so like for me coming into this truth, it was easy for me to love less, because I was never close to them, you know, at all. All right. And some brothers have a problem with actually loving their family less, you know, according to the definition of hate, you know, to detest. You detest the wicked stuff that your family do or does, you know, and at the same time, you trying to show them a better way, and you become the bad guy. Okay, but Yahweh Shai knew it was going to be like that. That's why he said what he said, which is, I'll read it again, Luke 14:26. If any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple. Okay, so that's part of you know, following the Lord. You gotta love your family less. You know, you gotta excuse me, you gotta distance yourself from your family. All right, if they ain't getting on board with the Lord's program, you gotta you know, you gotta put that create that great gulf fix betwixt you and them, you know, so to say. All right. Deuteronomy 13:6, it says, if thy brother, the son of thy mother, or thy son, or thy daughter, or thy wife, or the wife of thy bosom, or thy friend which is as thine own soul, entice thee secretly, saying, let us go and serve other gods, which thou hast not known, thou nor thy fathers. And that's what you know family does. You know, in particular your mother or your grandmother, because they're the main ones that drug your ass into plantation Christianity and got you going to church wearing that monkey suit, all right, and tight ass damn slacks, uncomfortable ass dress shoes, feet all hot and sweating, with them uncomfortable ass thin fucking socks. You know what I'm saying? Looking stupid. Like it's the female family members that you know pull you into that. So like by you know they're pulling you into worshiping other gods, man. Okay. It says, verse 7, it says, namely, of the gods of the people which are round about you, nigh unto thee, or far off from thee, from the one end of earth even unto the other end of the earth, thou shalt not consent unto him, nor hearken unto him, neither shall thine eye pity him, neither shalt thou spare, neither shalt thou conceal him. All right. So you know those people, you know, family or whoever it is that's carting you off to do that, you know, they got to be dealt with. All right. It says, but thou shalt surely kill him, thine hand shall be first upon him to put him to death, and afterwards the hand of all the hand of all the people. So in all actuality, you know, presenting this gospel to your family members, and them denying, you know, the gospel, and continue to believe what they believe and serve these other gods and celebrate Christmas and putting up a Christmas tree and uh, you know, buying a bunch of candy to hand out on Halloween and celebrating Thanksgiving. You know, truthfully, you're supposed to put your family members to death, man. You know, because that's a that's a you know that's a mercy kill, because they're clearly out of their mind. You know, worshiping and partaking in those demonic activities. You know, that's going off. That's serving another god. All right, but this is not a righteous society, and we'd be looked at as crazy if we actually did that. All right. Verse let me see, verse 10, it says, "And thou shalt stone him with stones, that he die, because he hath sought to thrust thee away from Yahweh thy power." And that's what your parents and your family members do. You know, telling you, "Oh, you crazy? Oh, you're in a cult. And you don't know what's wrong with you and all this." Jesus is the way, baby. Oh, Jesus is the way, baby. That is them trying to thrust you uh away from serving Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. And that's wrong. You know, that's wrong. Like, they haven't tasted of the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushua and felt the power and whatnot. So, if they did, they wouldn't want nothing else. But to feel that connection to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. But being that they don't have that connection to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, like the prophets and like the hopeful elect brothers do, is the reason why they try to pull you away from that. It's just like when you watch the Fresh and Fit podcast, the dude Myron, he always says that females, single females get a worse advice. Females, period, but single females get a worse advice, because you can have a female that's in a relationship, and then her best friend is single and just a straight whore. She's going to try and sabotage the relationship by giving horrible advice that she knows is not profitable to that woman that's in that relationship, but she wants to see her in misery, because misery loves company. All right. So it's the same thing with family. Family is they're in misery. They want you to be in misery. All right. They see that you're happy, that you cleaned up your ways. You actually about what you be talking about. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole different spirit on you. You spiritually hydrated. They're envious of that. Therefore, they they try to give you the worst advice, man, which is turn to Jesus. Okay. It says midway through verse 10. It says which brought thee out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage. All right. It says, "And all Israel shall hear and fear, and shall do no more any such wickedness as this is among you. If thou shalt hear say in one of so, like, hold on, let me see. That's pretty much the point on that. All right, so let me grab the next precept. This is John 12:25. It says, "He that loveth his life shall lose it, and he that hateth his life in this world shall keep it unto life eternal." All right. And that's one thing our family members don't understand, is that we hate our life unto death. Okay. And our family, they love their life. Okay. They love their life so much, but they have nothing. This world is not created for us. All right. We have nothing in this world. All right. But our family, they don't understand that, man. They don't understand that there's something better. We have here we have no continuing city, but we seek one to come. All right. Arise and depart, for this is not your rest. This ain't our rest, man. Okay. But we have rest coming. All right. So our family, a majority of them is gonna have to perish on this side and come back into the kingdom, through the lineage of a righteous man of the Lord. Okay. Simply because they love their life. Okay. They hate your life and they love theirs. But meanwhile, theirs is saturated in wickedness. All right. Philippians 3:7. It says, "But what things were gained to me, those I counted loss for Hamashiach Yahushua." For Hamashiach. It says, "Yea, doubtless, and I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Hamashiach Yahushua, my Lord, for whom I have suffered the loss of all things, and do count them but dung, that I may win Hamashiach." All right. So the Apostle Paul said pretty much you know, it's man. Let me read this in the NLT, verse 8 in the NLT. It says, "Yes, everything else is worthless when compared with the infinite value of knowing Yahweh Shai Mashiach, my Lord. For his sake, I have discarded everything else, counting it all as garbage, so that I could gain Hamashiach." So the relationship that we had with our family, we counted that garbage in order to gain Yahweh Shai, man. And it's worth it, man, because you know, family is full of shit anyways. You know? So hey, to hell with family, man, if they ain't jumping on board, you know, hear a good thing staring them right in the face and they don't accept it. It's like, all right, you know. So yeah, man, that's pretty much the point, man. Like, you know, your parents, your family, they'll forsake you. But Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai never will, you know. So Lord willing, this has been edifying. Akim, till next time I say shalom.